The Marines are busy retraining in the Balikatan exercises. After all, they are on the front lines of the country's territorial standoff with China. On the civilian front, cause-oriented groups are planning to stage a protest before the Chinese embassy, if not to change Beijing's mind, then to at least drum up support for the cause of smaller nations locked in territorial disputes with the emerging superpower. David Santos reports.
Among hundreds of Filipino troops taking part in this year's Balikatan War Games are scores of Philippine Marines. They are currently retraining at the Marine Corps Training Center. These Marines are no ordinary soldiers. Chances are they could be among those who will be stationed in the West Philippine Sea. A small group of Marines, for one, is guarding the BRP Sierra Madre, which run aground the disputed Ayungin Shoal.
Our men are ready for any contingencies that might come, ready to give their lives. And what is important is they can perform their duty. They are ready to at least delay, or if not repel the enemy, at least delay and give warning to the mainland.
A retired Chinese military official has suggested that Beijing take over Ayungin Shoal to pressure the Philippines to free 11 Chinese fishermen detained for poaching sea turtles near Palawan. Former National Security Advisor Roy Logoles is playing down this comment, especially since it came from someone perceived to be a propagandist from China. Still, Goles would rather keep an eye on Beijing's movements in and around Ayungin.
That will fall under the MDT because the Sierra Madre is still a Philippine Navy ship. And therefore, it will fall under the Mutual Defense Treaty, and the 8 or 9 Marines there are part of the armed forces. An attack on them will be considered an attack that would fall under the MDT.
Cause-oriented groups led by Filipino-American philanthropist Lloyd and Nicolas-Lewis on Wednesday appealed for public support for another round of anti-China protests this week.
We sing the national anthem every day. Sa manlulupig, di ka pa sisiil. Eto na tayo, sinisiil na tayo. So, we should not stand back. Join us in the rally on Friday at noontime.
Lewis appeals for support for Vietnam, which, just like the Philippines, is struggling to deal with China's aggression. Hanoi is denouncing China's move to set up a giant oil rig in a contested territory. The group is planning to hold an indignation rally before the Chinese embassy in Makati at Friday noon.
The reason why we're holding this rally is, in a way, to shame China. That's why we have very, very strong words here, because everybody knows what Hitler did to Europe.
The reason why we have to be one with this is not only because we consider the Vietnamese our brothers, but because we are also likewise threatened. If they're going to succeed here, the next step, I'm very sure of that, is going to be within our exclusive economic zone.
Long Trinh Hu recalls how the Philippines welcomed thousands of refugees following the Vietnam War in the late 1970s and will be forever grateful to Filipinos. Filipino-American lawyer Ted Laguatan says Manila cannot turn its back on Vietnam now.
Could be helpful for Vietnam if we can stand together against the Chinese aggressive and to urge the Chinese government to remove the oil rig from Vietnam's water.
And so we urge the Chinese people to pressure their government to remove this oil rig from the waters of Vietnam, which is within the 200-mile exclusive military zone of Vietnam.
The group admits protests may do little to sway China, but they do hope the world will listen and share their views to put a stop to China's aggression. David Santos, Solar News.